Podcast. My opinion. Podcast. All nine niggas.
All right, you guys, we are back with another episode of In My Opinion Podcast. We are on our Keith Lee shit today. We're trying out some food. We are here in Elk Grove at Pig Latin, which is right off of Stockton Boulevard. We're going to try their food out. Did a comedy show here. Thought I would do some food tasting. I've got my man, Mr. David.
In the house.
Goad.
Aye.
Would you want me to introduce you as? Let's see. I wrote this down.
Yeah, you know who I am.
Again, we have another comic coming, but they're late, like normal.
A comic running late?
Yeah,
no
yeah.
way.
So this gentleman here to my left is a professional speaker, executive coach. He's a corporate talk show host. He teaches other people in the corporate how to speak. Hopefully he can assist me tonight. But he is probably one of the squarest guys, and that's what he wrote down, not me, that I know.
Hey, man,
right?
you called
How long
me the
have I known you?
You called me the Mr. Rogers of comedy like 8 years ago, and it stuck.
How long have we known each other now?
Going on 10 years.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. That's because we both have a birthday at the end of August.
That's right.
I'm on the 24th, you're on the 25th, correct?
That's right. You invited me to Tommy T's, my first actual comedy club performance. So.
We're going to go ahead and try some of this food. Again, you guys will be seeing the third person come in when he gets here. I don't know which is which. So let's take a bite.
Oh, yeah.
And let's figure out.
Short ribs, carne asada, and you got the other one.
And I got the other one. All right.
First, how about a toast?
Oh.
They got a signature drink we're going to try here at Pig Latin. It's called the El Pepe.
El Pepe.
So I think it's probably named after that the cartoon skunk, right?
Yeah.
The one that the one that got canceled during the Me Too movement because he was getting all up on that cat.
Hey, back in those days, you was able to do whatever you wanted. You know?
And it was a children's show.
Yeah.
This is the El Pepe. It has fig leaf infused gin, ancho verde, guava.
It looks like it has a little bit of Chewbacca's pubes in
and
there.
A little bit of... Now, I wasn't going to say that. I thought it, but I wasn't going to say it. So, cheers to Pig Latin.
All
Thank
right.
you for
Cheers.
inviting us in today. And to your water.
Technically, that's bad luck to clink with water. But
oh, that's good. Oh,
he's going to turn you into an alcoholic, huh?
Yeah, no, I'm glad he...
Shout out to the other David who owns this spot. So.
Oh, yeah, David Scanlon's the owner.
Yeah,
Thank you, David.
yeah.
This is a good one. I'm going to have another drink of that.
All right.
I don't know what this stuff is on top, but it looks good.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and dig in while you're trying that. And I do like their little napkin, the Less Egos, Mas Amigos. That's
there you go.
That's a dope quote. So
that's I can translate that one. Yeah.
I better not get any people commenting on how gross I eat or...
Yeah, smack your lips. And I'm seeing with my fingers.
There's a lot of meat in here.
Oh, that's good.
That's tender meat.
Oh, yeah. Which one do you have?
Maybe that's the jerk chicken.
Is it spicy?
This one's a little spicy. I like the coleslaw. I wasn't sure if I was. I'm not a big salad coleslaw person, as you can see by my body type. But whatever the sauce is, the cream, it tastes kind of cheesy. Can't really...
What I like is they didn't skimp on the steak in this. Sometimes you get these street tacos and it's like the crumbly little tiny bits of meat, and they're spooning it out with 1 tablespoon. This,
as you said off air or off camera, you're gonna have to put in an extra 5 miles tomorrow because I didn't expect these tacos to be that big. So when I was we're gonna try like 4 or 5 tacos, I expected them to be smaller tacos. So I'll take another bite of this.
Wow. Okay, I'm impressed. I learned to love Mexican food when I came to California. When I lived in Indiana, no kidding, 1979, there was one Mexican restaurant in Indianapolis, Indiana.
And it was owned by my family. You didn't know that, did you?
You own the Taco Bell? No. Dang.
Yeah. We go way back. So, all right. Well, I don't know if you want to continue with that or you want to switch.
Yeah,
let's see.
here, try the one I didn't touch. I didn't lick the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's okay.
Let's see what we got here.
COVID protocol. Don't lick your neighbor's meal. Ooh, this looks like chicken.
Let's see what you got. This was the asada? Yeah, that's
I think
the
so. Yeah,
that's the
'cause
jerk chicken.
No, you may have the jerk chicken. Chicken is jerk. Yeah, that's steak. It's got to be.
That
That's
is
short ribs. That must be the steak over there.
okay.
Dude, I'm just so hungry.
One thing you do when you do a review is come in hungry, and I will tell you, these are looking like handmade tortillas,
Oh,
and it looks good, man. It looks good. Onions, cilantro. You know, there's a big debate about what goes on a taco, right?
dude. Yeah, like that
And-
pineapple on
And
pizza.
I didn't realize from being from Texas that lettuce is a thing. So, all right, we got our third walking in finally. So,
All right.
come around this way. We'll get you in here, sir.
D. D's in the house. Another D.
We got Dejan, Mr. D. Tyler.
Dejan.
Go ahead and have a seat here.
It's not.
We got you some water.
It's not Dejan. It's Dejan.
Dejan. That's what I say, right?
All right.
So, we already got started without you. But
your plate.
we've only been going for about 5 minutes. I don't know if you want to sit here. That's your camera, so you can check it on that one. This way. That's a taco.
Taco with
Yeah.
I think carne asada and onions.
Are you all right? If you want to sit on that side or you want to sit here, then I just want to make sure we're all in camera.
Right now?
And that's your camera.
I'm in frame on that one.
All right. I think you're in frame on that one. If you want to sit there, you're welcome to sit there. So here's your napkins, your water. We have an El Pepe coming to you too as well. I think we got more food here. That's a quesadilla.
Ooh.
So
Quesadilla.
more napkins, please.
You have a bib, like a full apron I
No.
can wear? Like, woo.
That's the other thing is, hopefully that's far enough for you to talk in there. We tried these two tacos. You can try one of those and then one of those as well.
Okay, so
I said we were on our Keith Lee shit.
okay, let's see. We got going on. This is the
That is, I believe that's the asada.
tastes like carne asada. Looks like a homemade tortilla too.
Oh, yeah, tortillas are homemade. This is good stuff. Portions are big, flavor like you wouldn't believe. I'm going to text my wife and tell her I'm bringing her back here.
There you go.
She missed out.
And great ambiance, man. If you guys can't see it from the camera, and this is the other side. The whole place is beautiful, man.
And it's
I love
full,
what they've
too.
done in it.
It's
Very
packed.
vibrant. It is. There's a bunch of people in the background that you guys can't see off camera. Nice little date spot. Is that good?
It's a lot of. They give me a lot of meat too.
Can we move your microphone a little bit closer so we can? If you have to, just
all
kick
the
that
way.
seat out. There you go.
Right there. Right there. Is that better?
I
A little bit.
A little closer.
A little closer.
All right.
It's gonna be in the taco next.
Yeah, he's dragging his cord
Yeah,
through the taco
yeah.
over here.
Oh yeah.
It's okay. It's worth it.
So these are all the same kind of taco. This seems like it's got some
No,
fried onions on it.
I believe this was the. That's the asada. I think these are the short ribs, and that was the jerk.
The jerk.
Jerk. Yeah.
Okay.
Jerk chicken, right?
A jerk chicken taco.
A jerk chicken taco. You know how everything's fused nowadays, right?
That's right.
So I'm trying not to eat too much of this because I think we got another taco or two coming.
Hey,
So-
it's nice to meet you, D.
Nice to meet you too, man.
You call me David.
Yeah.
Sorry about the lateness.
No worries, man. Glad we have you here. We're gonna have you. Hopefully, you drink liquor. I'm gonna have you try the El Pepe as well. David tried it, and he doesn't really drink liquor, but he's had a couple sips out of it. So hopefully you have the same response.
El Pepe.
El Pepe. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That sounds exciting. It's a
Pepe.
lively environment, man. I feel like I'm in what's that movie? They'll talk about Bruno.
Oh, El Encanto.
Yeah, this looks like a
You know it is.
that's the vibe in here.
It's look at the paintings
I
on the wall.
I feel like I should be Cuban in here. Yeah.
it's a super cool,
Wearing a
They
fedora.
talk about Bruno.
super cool decor.
So,
The taco, I give it a. Out of 10, I give this one maybe like a 7.
7?
7. Wow, you're hard to please.
6.5, 7.
I will say that because we didn't do ratings on our tacos. So I will say for this taco, I probably give it about a 9.
9?
Yeah.
Out of 10?
For that taco, I probably give it about, but I'm hard to please too. So a 10 is like out the world type shit. Where
Okay.
this is a 9 is above my normal rating. So
I'm not.
probably give this a 9. Probably give that about a 6 or 7
Dude, I'm going to go just 11 out of 10.
on both.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I'm not just kissing up to the owner either.
Yeah, yeah.
This is
I'm
good stuff.
trying to be real, and
This is good stuff.
You know what I mean? So
I have a lot of street tacos from, the best Mexican restaurant in Acampo is actually a taco truck at the Chevron station at Collier Road and the 99.
all right.
So-
Well, I think I've actually tried the asada taco. So do you want to try the other
Yeah.
asada taco?
You gonna bring it?
Yeah.
Flip it? That one's been torn apart a little bit.
That one's been torn. So if you want to actually try that one,
Yeah.
that's the quesadilla. Let's try that.
That was just destructive. So this is the case of.
Now I will tell you, just looking at it while you crunch on it, let me tell everybody what we're seeing here.
Very familiar with the quesadilla tacos.
I'm not, and I really don't like it. So if you want to try the other one, I don't really like quesadilla at all, And I will tell you, I'm not a big person with grilled cheese like that. Like I don't like crusted cheese
Oh,
for some
dude,
reason.
come
I
on.
don't like it. It's the texture of some cheese or something.
That is the best part. It's
So
that
I
little
will.
crunchy
I
bit.
feel like I'm going to give it a fucked up rating. So I'll let you try the other taco, right?
Well, we
but
would-
let's hear what he has to say.
That's good. That's good.
What's your rating? That's a 10.
It's like an 8.
That's an 8.
Ooh.
Okay. How's the consomme? Did you dip it? I didn't see.
Yeah, but if I had a spoon, I would have just tasted it. And,
Yeah.
can't really get that.
We can get the spoon. Oh, that looks good.
Yeah, you see that dip, people? I don't know if y'all can see that on the thing, but
Oh,
Yeah. I think you have a couple napkins, right? Okay. Yeah. All right.
yeah, we'd probably be compatible in a relationship. You know, I'll eat all your burnt cheese. You eat the rest. The best part.
that's a good quesadilla taco.
There you go.
Maybe 8.5.
Maybe 8.5.
Yeah.
Let him take one more bite. He'll get it up to 9. So.
I'll go-
Maybe.
But
I'll
you
go-
also got to understand one of the reasons why we wanted to do this, David, is because Mr. Tyler over here is a food critic. Like he sat down and he's worked in kitchens before. He's done his thing. So he actually put up a post about critiquing food. And this was not his idea. So let's throw that out there first, right? Of doing it this concept. But I was like trying to mesh in what he wanted to do, what I wanted to do. And that kind of brought us all three together. So...
And who cares what
So-
I want to do? I just want to eat, man.
But I say that because he's I know he's critiquing it at a different level.
I gotcha.
I'm just a fat hungry man that wants to eat right
I'm just
now.
a baby
So-
in the food critic
I
world.
think
I'm
So,
It's hard to give out a 10. I'm real careful about giving out a 10. Because a 10 means perfect. There's no room for improvement. It is the ultimate, whatever that is.
Would you do anything different to it to take it to the next level?
yeah.
The only thing that would probably take it to this level would maybe be like, maybe the meat itself. I mean, it has flavor, but I've had more.
Is it not spicy enough? You want more spice?
No,
More.
it's pretty good. It's like it's a lot of cheese. I mean, it's pretty much. I don't think a quesadilla taco really could ever just be like a 10. Anyway, 'cause I don't think some foods can. For me, some foods just can't be a 10. At its best, it's like a 8 or a 9 type of dish.
Got to leave room to something to top it.
Yeah. You gotta leave that room, man. Like, I mean, this is a very good one. Like most quesadillas, I rate hard, but most tacos like this are like, a lot of them are like a 5 or a high 5 or 6 mostly. So for this to be an 8.5, that's saying a lot.
Well, I love
me.
is, I'm kind of gringo on the spices, right? I come from Indiana. I can't stand the hot, burning, ghost pepper kind of set me
Black
on fire.
pepper's kind of spicy for you, right?
This is like, this is the flavor comes out to me.
Okay.
It's not overwhelmed by too much spice, but there's a good kick to it.
Do you like the crunch on it? Because that's the first time I've ever seen some crusted
Yeah,
onions
they got
on
the little onions that have been,
that's different.
everything's homemade here. What's the drink, Dave? What's the special? Okay.
It's kind of hot though. Hey, can we have a spoon?
Oh, look at that.
What
Okay.
is that? Fancy.
Bottle Club. That's a blackberry, rose infused gin, and lime juice.
Okay.
Enjoy it.
That is awesome.
Spoon and a little more consomme. Just a little bit.
Yeah,
More of the consomme. So he can try the other taco.
right.
Yeah,
That looks like something that might blow up in your face. That's why I like.
Yeah, what's
Yeah.
going on with this drink right here?
That's something I guess you gonna try.
Dave, what's the name of this one?
Oh,
yeah.
there it
See that?
is. Man,
That is cool.
that was dope. That's fancy.
Oh, that's delicious. That's good.
Okay.
Good, yeah.
Ooh, the critic has a smile on his
Oh
face.
yeah. See, that's what we should have started him with. He came in here like, fuck, I'm late, this, that. He drank that in all happiness. Like,
Yeah, you see my face, man? It changed my whole attitude, man.
I just want you to know he has a child, and I don't think when his baby was born, his face, I've never seen you smile at that.
Hey, that's good, man. I don't know if it's man, that is. God,
Well, I'm glad we caught that on
amazing.
camera. So I'm glad we caught that on camera.
And
We're trying to get the other consomme
Oh, yeah.
for you,
I'll try it.
only because he said he's having a throat issue
Yeah,
right now.
double
So
dipped in there.
there we go.
Oh, nice.
We'll slide that one over to you.
Rick, I told you I wasn't going to drink any hard liquor tonight, but I can't get enough of the pepe. That's going to be gone in about a minute.
No.
Ah, look at this. Okay.
Yeah, now I can taste the consomme. Now I get a real.
Okay.
Now here's
Here,
one thing I
go
like.
ahead.
I'll say this about the consomme. There's actually still meat in here, which is sometimes like they strain all the meat out of the consomme before they give it to you.
Speak more into the microphone when you say it.
Sometimes they strain all the meat out of the consomme before they give it to you.
Ah.
So this still has meat in it. Right?
Oh, there you go.
So this is like
Nice.
it's almost like bitty soup. This is like
Yeah, they just put some noodles in that motherfucker and make it right.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. Hold the spoon real quick. I'm gonna have you grab the taco off of it. All right, there you go.
Reminds me of the beef and
yeah.
vegetable soup my
yeah,
mama
you
used to
guys
make.
like old fashions. Yes, feel like old fashioned. Yeah, this actually it might
Oh, shit.
I would give this now I've tasted the consomme by itself. I would say this is a 9, bro.
There you go. See, I
Whoa,
told you we
he
were gonna
went to
get it up there.
9. Okay.
Again, and I'm with you where I'm like it's hard to get that 10. So 9 is pretty much the top anyways. Because
This is the burnt cheese.
yeah, that's the
And,
burnt cheese where I'm not a
just like a snowflake,
I
there's
would
no
tell you
two
guys
alike.
just recently, I found out I didn't like burnt cheese. So I can't remember what I had it on, but I'm like, this is gross. It tastes like it makes cheese taste like something different to me.
I suppose you don't like the corner of the brownie pan either.
No, that is exactly what I love. Yeah, I hate the middle of the brownie pan.
That gooey part, they didn't bake it all the way.
Yeah.
Where they
That
put-
right there.
Okay.
I don't know who's watching this right now. I hope the whole world is, but I just want to tell you right now, this birria taco is one of the best I've had in Sacramento.
Ooh, you
There
heard it
you
here
go.
first. Pig Latin in Elk Grove,
Big
California.
lad.
Nah, it's really good.
I'm
It's-
bringing the wifey back here.
but even the way they do the cheese, like it's really,
Oh
it's
man.
really baked on. Like it's, yeah, I can't see nothing wrong with it. I can't even. Yeah, I mean,
Now
it's-
I'm gonna have to bring my girl here because she does love birria tacos.
Then she's
But-
gonna like this.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
and whatever this drink is, it tastes like her makeup.
Plus, the manager Dave was telling me
It's
all the
carb.
calories have been removed from this food.
yeah,
This
yeah.
is completely.
Really?
He's
Oh,
bullshitting you. All right, until we get the next dish out, you guys. I play this little thing called This or That, right?
Let's
and
go.
it's very simple. It's you either pick this or that. So while you guys are chopping down, eating, and trying, and again, you can talk about the food as we do this.
And
But
you have to pick one, right? You
yeah,
can't.
yeah, you just pick one or the other. Oh, before I get started, let me ask this. Sorry. Let me back up because now I'm seeing this as a hot topic. I asked it last night on last night's podcast. I'm going to ask it on tonight's podcast because we're eating. I used to use this, but I see it on everybody's podcast, right? And I said I used to do it when I was dating. I go talk to somebody and it make you seem like you give a shit what the other person says, but I really wasn't. I was just really critiquing them. And to me, it's if you were on death row and you had one last meal, right? But you could get it from whomever you wanted, whatever you wanted. We're talking about meal. If your mama wanted to cook it, whatever. We're talking about meal and dessert, all right? What would you do? I'm going to go ahead and go over to Mr. Tyler first, and then we'll kick it back to you.
I mean, like alive or dead or alive?
Again, this is hypothetical. So,
Okay,
so if it's your grandma that passed away, but she cooked something, whatever that last meal is, we're talking about meal and dessert.
Oh, it would probably be my grandma Kelleby's chicken and dumplings, and my grandfather's he makes this dish called coubion that I really like.
Kumbion?
Is that Cuban?
Coubion. No, it's Creole. It's like a fish stew,
Huh.
kind of like a gumbo-y, not really gumbo, but it's a fish stew.
I'm going to have to look that up.
Nice.
Oh.
It's
Nice.
really good.
Okay, and dessert?
Dessert? Not really big on dessert, but I would say probably
This is your last dessert, man. Ice cream, cookies, brownies, pies, cakes.
I probably just want more dumplings. Like I'm not a dessert guy. I will trade I've traded my dessert for other people's food. Like, hey, I'll give you this cake, just give me the rest of that. Yeah, I'm not a dessert guy, but I would say maybe my grandma's pound cake. She makes it pretty good. She made a really good pound cake. But
That seems like a simple dessert, though. A pound cake? Did she have
It's-
fruit in it? It was infused with.
7-Up
Yep.
cake.
Oh, okay.
7-Up cake. Fire.
There you go. There you
It's
go.
really
There's
good.
his answer.
And double
David?
down on the dumplings.
Yeah, double down on the dumpling.
I got to go with the grandmother too.
Okay.
This is Grandmother Glisten from Weaver, Iowa. Population 23. We used to go out there and stay at her farm when we were kids in Thanksgiving. She'd make turkey and noodles that were just legendary.
Okay.
People used to watch her. She had no recipe. It was like this magic thing. You had to stay out of the kitchen while she made them. And the noodles, just unbelievably good. And for dessert, she made an apple pie with the cinnamon and a little crisscross pattern on top, and she put it out on the windowsill to,
Oh, there you
to
go.
cool.
With real apples.
She had the pie shelf on the window.
Oh yeah, it was like Leave It to Beaver. I grew up in that whole
Okay.
scene, man. It was beautiful. And if she could come back and serve it to me,
And tell me they
That's
were
my
real
last
apples, though.
oh yeah, from
Okay,
her
not-
own
not-
apple trees.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Because some of these people be acting like they bake real food, and it's the box crust with the canned apples, and you know what I mean. So
Have you ever had
It was a
rhubarb?
long drive, brother.
no worries.
You ever had rhubarb pie? You know what rhubarb
No.
is? It's like a stalk vegetable with a big giant leaf on it, like the size of an elephant ear. And it's super bitter. What you do is you put it in, you mix up in the pie with like a half pound of sugar. You got this sour and sweet thing together. Unbelievable. Rhubarb pie. You heard it here. And my grandmother used to make that as well.
Where is that originated from?
In the
Is that
Midwest, it's
in the
pretty
Midwest.
Yeah.
Okay. I only asked that because my sister lives in Georgia, and I guess she lives in the fruitcake capital of the world or something.
Actual fruitcake?
Yes, actual
Not
fruitcake.
the derogatory term?
So when she came out to visit me last year, she was like, here. And I was like, who the fuck eats fruitcake?
Hey,
So
man, if you want the liquor, usually it's soaked in rum, right? The good
is it?
fruitcake?
I don't know. I know I've had it as a child and never had it again since like age 6. So I was like, what is this? This is not like they shouldn't even call it cake. It just what it tastes like is something that was left in the road, ran over by
Oh, yeah.
15 cars, and then like, here you go.
You know, it's how some foods have a shelf life, they
Yes.
say. Fruitcake has a half-life.
A Half-Life.
It's a radioactivity
you
measurement. Okay. I paid attention one day in science class. Okay.
Okay.
Man, I can
How did you like the
dude,
birria?
this is just incredible. I'm serious. I'm not just kissing butt here. I love the crunchiness. It's a fried quesadilla with a little extra burnt cheese on the side, but the insides are just the right amount. It's a good blend.
Is the cheese? The cheese looks like good cheese too. So,
Oh, yeah.
That's very important, especially in Mexican food. Because I would tell you, growing up in a border town, we used to go over to Mexico, right, when my mom had to go visit family members. But the cheese in Mexico is just totally different. It's this thick, stringy, like, you know,
Yeah.
nachos. You eat the nacho
Oh, yeah.
and you just see the cheese come up.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not like this shit that they find in the bag and they spread over.
No, and they don't skip
So-
on the ingredients here. That's what I like when they put the high quality ingredients and make it to order it.
When on the way here, honestly, I'm driving, and I'm like, because I stay on the opposite side of town from here. Literally 30 minutes off freeway. But I'm thinking in my head, I'm passing up so many restaurants right now that I know about.
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking like, damn, if I get out here, there's that. If I get up over here, there's that. All the way to Elk Grove. But this right here, yeah.
He's gonna ask for
It's
something to
worth
go.
coming
See?
to Elk Grove.
Do you go to restaurants like where the famous celebrity chefs are, and when you go to big cities?
Well,
You a Michelin star dude
nah, I
Is
try
that-
to go to like places that
or underground?
my family recommends.
Okay.
Yeah, like or friends that recommend like in the area. Or sometimes I also use Yelp. If there's a certain type of food I'm looking for, I'll try to find it on Yelp and I'll just go exploring. If I'm in the city for 3 days, I'm gonna eat at least
10 times.
5 to 6 spots.
Oh,
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
All right, you guys. I actually wrote this morning on a this or that question. Now we're on this or that. All right.
Bring
And
it.
I only wrote this because I know you're in the corporate world, right? I deal with this type of thing that I'm about to mention, and me and D have spoken about this. So hopefully everybody will have some input on this, either this or that. I'll go last because I'm probably going to be the most negative person here. But are we talking?
End on a high note.
Yeah. So is union or non-union? Who wants to go first?
I mean, I'm pro-union, so I was in the union, but you know, it's a weird question because sometimes being in the union can make you non-union, because all unions aren't created equal.
Thank
You know what I
you.
mean? So
Thank you for saying that.
It
I had
depends
an
on-
argument earlier today about that.
some unions you feel like, okay, yeah, they have my back, and some of them like they're just taking from my check on some mafia type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it depends on the union. I think that's really. But me personally, I'm pro-union. I'm anything that helps people keep their jobs and keeps employers on the level
I
as
see that
far
part.
as the benefits and pay scale. So if it takes the union to enforce that on a company, cool. You know what I'm saying? God bless you the companies that don't have a union that still act accordingly just because it's the right thing to do, which is rare. But in the end of it all, yeah, I'm pro-union just
Okay,
because of that.
there we go.
Wow.
David?
I would agree with him. It depends on the union.
Okay.
The unions that are doing what I think they're supposed to do, in my opinion, safety, workplace environment, some salary negotiations, collectively. But the ones that go nutty with chucking money into political causes and things
Yeah.
where you don't get a say after they take your money. It's like they go the direction they want to. And I've never been in a union, but I have family members who
Okay.
say, I'm in the union because I have to be, but dang it, I hate it when they throw my money at that. And that's where it gets a little, I think, beyond the original intent. When unions are formed, workers get treated like crap. I mean, dying in the steel mills in Gary, Indiana, because the bosses were like, safety, schmafety. So that's my opinion. Qualified opinion.
Okay. I will. I'm glad you both stressed it, because again, I had an argument earlier today on TikTok with someone who was union this, union that, and again, I go, it depends upon the union. I've been a part of a crappy union who I won't mention because
I'll mention it.
I've got some legal stuff going on, and I hope that they do their job. But I've had to go as far as tattletale on my union twice with the NRLB, so because they're not doing their job. So that's why I'm not. I also state the fact that this state, in California, we're in California, you guys, that they pretty much take care of their employees better than any other state I've lived in. So they're self-regulating in this state. Again, we're a blue state. And some of these red states you go to, they don't give a fuck how they treat their employees. So
depends on the industry.
And I will say the fact that I am pro-employee. We're here to make profits for these companies, and if these companies are mistreating you, then you need to find another company, no matter what it is, no matter what industry it is. So we are here, and with the way the world is, with the way cost of living is going, you got to look out for yourself first. So whether it's union or no union, I hope you're not getting mistreated by any of your employees.
Well, unfortunately, there's more options today than there ever were before. Again, back 30, 40 years ago, you could be in a town where the only game in town is working at the steel mill. Now, you can go gig economy, start your own business, entrepreneur like you. There's so many more ways to do it if you're an individual that's driven. So I think it's, again, unions fulfill a role, but you have more choices now.
Yes.
And like you just said, if it's a toxic environment, get out. Don't go on social media and complain for 5 years that you hate where you're at. Go make something happen.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. We have options. Not everybody, but a lot of people do have more options.
I got laid off 3 times in my Silicon Valley career. Right?
Oh, there you go.
Each time, I was pissed off, I was sad, I was mad, all those emotions. But each time also resulted in a 20% pay increase at the next opportunity.
Well, my girl just went through that, and I told her, I said, there's a video that I had to share with her this past week, and it goes, you know who remembers you worked all those late nights and you did extra? It's your family.
Yeah.
The fucking company don't give a fuck about that.
Oh, no.
And she just recently got let go about 6 months ago from her job that she had put in, invested, and that was our argument where we were just recently in Vegas, and she was on a vacation taking phone calls, and I said stop. We didn't go do something with my sister, and she was more involved with the company, and a month later they let her go. So I was just like, see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. And I go, sometimes you got to realize that it's not your company, so until it is, they're not going to give 2 shits about you. So
That's pretty much.
all right, you guys, I don't know if you are comic book people. I'm really not, but I do like this question because I want to know. I'll go first this time. Would you rather be the hero or the villain? And if you have one in mind, I'm gonna go first. And I was talking to my son about this, and I think he got it right too. I think we're gonna go villain. Like, I'd rather be the Joker than Batman. So
I can see that.
because I feel like if you, like he said yesterday, if you're gonna be the hero, somebody's still gonna complain how you didn't help enough people, you didn't save them right, you're gonna have that critique. But you're the villain, you're supposed to be the fucked up person, right? There's really no critiquing, like, oh, Joker only killed 10 people,
No
instead of
pressure.
50. Yeah, so I'm going with villain for myself. David, who you going with?
Oh, dude, you had to say comic books. I started collecting in 1974,
Okay.
and I had at one time about 3,500 comic books.
Wow.
So yes, total Marvel Comics geek. Of all
You
the
don't have 'em
heroes.
anymore?
I sold almost all of them. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Bought a new bike.
Oh, okay, there you
I
go.
got older, and I had all these boxes to carry around. But I'm going to go with Captain America.
So you want to be a hero?
The
then.
first comic book I ever read was Captain America. Got to be the hero, and he stood for truth and justice in the American way.
There's never been a more white answer on this podcast.
No, did I say I meant Black Panther? Did I say Captain America? No. I'm
I would
T'Challa.
have loved it if you would have said that. But
Up in the kingdom of Wakanda.
Nah, this T'Chai tea.
stupid.
I even have a Captain America costume that I wear at Halloween. You know, the one with the-
Whatever.
the one with the
You
fake
know that's what
muscles.
your wife makes you wear now.
Yeah, she calls me Captain the rest of the.
Yeah, you got the little underwear and everything.
That's wow. That's wow.
You can't unsee that now.
All right, D.
Star Spangled Bikini Briefs right here, baby.
I don't know, man. I'll probably say I'm a fan of Spawn. I'll probably be Spawn, man. He's a good guy. He's also a bad guy.
It's kind of like
Well, he's not
Deadpool,
a
huh?
bad guy, but he seems well-rounded. He got some issues,
Well-rounded.
but he does what he's supposed to do at the end of the day. Yeah, I think Spawn's pretty dope to me. And that was one of the first comic books I bought, was Spawn.
Nice.
Spawn?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever owned one comic book, you guys. So, but I've watched all. I can't say all the movies, but I've watched some of the Marvel movies and DC. I kind of am a fan of DC lately because I think they're more comedy driven in their movies lately.
All right.
So, yeah.
Hey, by the way, geeky here. I got to meet Todd McFarlane back in the 80s. I actually produced a video for Image Comics where I got to go around and interview all the guys for a video that they played at their booth at the San Diego Comic Con. So I was meeting all my favorite writers and artists. It was like, still to this day, one of my favorite memories.
How was he in real life?
Oh, super polite, energetic guy, just like all of them. Rob Liefeld and
Wow, that's crazy.
Jim Lee and the whole group.
I always thought Todd McFarlane would be like some dark dude, like he like just sits in the cloak in the corner.
He's intense. He is intense, right? And he goes after the corporations. His personality actually is reflected in the characters, I think.
Okay.
Anyway, geek moment,
Right.
done.
The last this or that, and then we're going to get to some real questions.
Oh, these aren't real questions?
Yeah, these are the warm up questions.
fake
These are
questions?
especially when two people that don't know each other, never met each other. It's kind of the warm up questions to
Let me have
get
another
you guys
drink.
in.
All right.
Is oversharing or keeping it to yourself? I'll go first again here. I have a issue with oversharing. I feel like everybody wants to know my life, and now that I'm 44, I realize nobody gives a shit. So I have an issue with it. I wish I could keep it a little bit more to myself, but I feel like telling people is my therapy now. I don't expect people to react. I just expect people to get a better understanding of me as an individual. And that's all I hope for. I'm like, I don't need your pity. I don't need anything. I just need you to be like, oh, that's probably why he is the way he is. So I overshare. We're gonna kick it to you, D.
I'm not an oversharer, I don't think, by any means. But I go through both. I go through both of those things. Sometimes, depending on what it is, the situation, maybe I might want to share it, and it might not be. When you say oversharing, do you mean like giving people information that they don't want, or just giving more information they actually need?
I mean, we've all met that person where, like me, where you're like, man, Rick spoke my ear off. And then you met that person where you're like, dude, I've known you 10 years and I never even knew you had a sibling. Like,
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Where I know people like that where you're like, dude, everything is a secret to them.
Yeah,
Like, and I'm like, what are you, Batman, Bruce Wayne? What the fuck is going on
like
here?
what are you
Like,
really,
Batman.
Case, not to take you off too far off topic, but this just happened. Because speaking of that, people keeping secrets. So in high school, we had this music teacher that we all thought was creepy. Like nobody really liked this dude. Other kids would like. He was this teacher that would get into arguments with the students, like back and forth, like yelling and stuff, right? So somebody sends me a link today saying that he was on Cold Cases, season 4, episode 3, for murder.
Whoa.
And he's got the death penalty. He's going. They're gonna execute him, and all these other heinous crimes he did. And like I think he got kicked out of our school because he was dating one of the students.
Oh.
And so I was thinking like the whole time these kids, we were taunting a freaking serial killer and did not even know it.
Oh, jeez.
The whole they're like, yeah, screw you, Mr. Hazlitt. Suck my. He really would do that. He really would.
Day after school this Saturday.
Yeah.
And that is someone who should never overshare. He should
Bruh.
keep everything a secret.
I'm like, how did he get the job? So yeah, I'm definitely gonna overshare.
All right, David. Are
Dang.
you an oversharer or you're?
Sharing good, oversharing not good. And since social media came out, you get the overshare, which is every single thing that's happened with
Yes.
people, including look at my rash, look at this picture of my horrible rash. Like
Yes.
in the old days, you just
I just wanted to
Just
know
had a
what the
rash.
rash was, but thanks for sharing. So,
I'm sick today. I took the COVID test. I didn't take the COVID test. I don't want to know your medical history. You know, share things that enrich people's lives or entertain or something. But the people that use social media as some kind of weird group therapy tool, that gets to me.
That's the worst therapy because the group that you're speaking to is not a group of professionals. It's a
No.
group of.
They're gonna mock you. And
They're not even always your peers. This is a group of random people. Carol that works in HR is now commenting on something like, "Yo, Carol, come on, man."
Yeah, and it's I'd say not totally public, but it's semi-public. You're right. You friends of friends, stuff gets passed around. You forget you even friended the person that moved to the other company. Now she's in the HR department.
Right.
She sees you post that thing, and suddenly
You're in some
you're,
trouble.
yeah.
Or something embarrassing, or something to your detriment. You know.
Well,
all right, I was talking to D, a couple days ago, and we were talking about this. So hopefully, I worded this question correctly. All right, I was telling him how I was getting my car worked on, and I always ask somebody, and then he goes, "Well, you should reframe it like this, right? Because when you ask somebody a question like, "Hey, who does the best tacos?" You're gonna get 15 different answers, and it's you know what I mean.
Pig Latin.
And yeah, it's pig Latin, right? Set you up for that. But so I think what we did it is this correct? Is should you go towards a homie hookup or go away from a homie hookup? Meaning, should you go to the person that's like, "Hey man, I do drywall, use me, blah blah blah, I'll get you a better price," or just get a few reviews on people and be like, "You know what, I'll just pay the regular price and go and get my drywall done with this person." So I'm gonna answer last this time. Who wants to go first? Looks like you're leaning in, D.
I'll take this one, man. The homie hookup, no. No. Every camera, no. You want a receipt.
You want to receive?
If somebody does work for you and you don't get a receipt, you get what you get sometimes. I've had the homie hookup. The homie hookup landed me and my homeboy on Judge Pat.
really?
Yeah, we were on TV because he tore my mom's house up, man, with this
Oh no.
razzle dazzle paint thing he did. But it's just that's what it is. It's when you taking that risk. In my younger years, yes, there's certain things though that I will take not necessarily a homie hookup, but I'll take like when I had an old school car. When I used to have a Cutlass, right? Old school car, no really electronics. I didn't mind letting the neighborhood crackhead mechanic work on my car. You know what I'm saying? Because there's not really nothing he can really do to the car. Like it's no electronics. He has his own tools. I'll let him fix it. If he messes something up, I just take it to a different crackhead mechanic. You know? So I mean, but as I got older and then my cars got more complicated, I'm like, I can't take this car to fucking Jimmy under the tree because he doesn't have a computer to hook to it.
He doesn't have a scanner. Yeah.
He just has a pack of cigarettes in the toolbox. You know?
Can you give me Jimmy's tree address? 'Cause I need
Jimmy's
some work
tree.
done on my old Kia Sedona.
It's on the corner in the grass. It's a tree. Just yell Jimmy when you get to the tree. He'll come out of the tree.
You hit the 7-Eleven, you gone
Like a
too
Keebler
far.
elf and shit.
The magical crack elf.
I'm going to disagree with him. I'm going to
Really?
go homie hookup all the way. If I can have a friend, help a friend out by giving them the business, but I don't ask him for a discount. right? You
Okay,
want them to
I
get
see
a
that
fair
point.
price, because if you're asking for the discount, then they may not prioritize it. They may not show up on time. They may not,
Yeah.
and they're feeling a little obligated. It's just, I'd rather say, hey, what's your price you charge? I'm going to pay you full price, and then I tip them afterwards, because I
There you
want
go.
to help out if I can. Now, I've been burned more by professional service technicians, right? The air conditioning guys, the
Yeah,
the
that
roofers.
too.
These guys are professional scam artists. If you don't
Right,
know the game,
right.
I had a guy try to charge me like, oh, that'll be $600, and I find out later it's $50 online to buy the little heating element thing, and ka-chunk, I can fix it myself. So I'm a little wary about the professionals, and I'll check their Yelp reviews and all that. But if I got a friend that's good at handyman stuff, bring him in. I had a guy put in a new water heater for me. I said, Brian, he's a professional, pipe fitter guy, super knowledgeable. He goes, yeah, I'll do your water heater for you. And he goes, tell you what, don't pay me. Draw a picture of my wife's dog that just died, and we'll call it even. So it was a barter, right?
Uh-huh.
And I can draw,
Are you that
Oh,
good
you're
of an artist?
a good artist?
Yeah, so she sent me a pencil.
Oh,
I
didn't know that.
I did one for my wife, her favorite German Shepherd. I drew a picture and posted on Facebook. He saw that, That's how social media, connects people.
What the fuck did I never knew you was an artist like
Yeah,
that?
I dabble. Little
Okay.
painting,
That's
drawing.
more than dabbling. If you can trade artwork for a water heater, that's not just dabbling, bro.
Yeah, because if I drew a picture of you, it'd be a stick figure.
you send me a picture of you that you like. I'll do a picture for it, and you can post it on your.
Oh, don't worry, we got that on camera.
Oh,
I
yeah.
will send you a picture.
And I got this one right here. This one needs a little
Yeah,
improvement.
yeah. Okay.
Work on your water heater after that, too.
Actually, I got a toilet issue. If you want to come here.
Okay. You kind of threw the curveball in there with, again, I support, and that's what we were talking about, is I normally support people's businesses if I can. But I also had a friend who had a automotive business. So I sent a good friend to go get her car worked on by him. And while her car was at his shop, it got broken into. Starter got ruined, and he made her pay for a new starter. I have never used his service since that again. And that's where I'm just like, you know what? Like, not only did I give you some work, but you screwed over a good friend, and that's not a good look for nobody there. Like, so instances and like that, I'm just
get
like,
that. I get that.
I'm
We
like,
talked about that, right?
yeah.
Yeah, you gotta tell them the whole story. I solved this crime already. Like, I've solved the crime.
Was it
But-
him? Was it Dean?
No, he solved the crime because I did tell him, Michael, but my homie is also one of those people that has one guy that's ASE certified, 5 dudes working under him, but all the other 5 dudes make like $16 an hour. He charges a shop rate of $85 an hour. And D goes, well, there you go. We solved the crime. The other 5 people that don't make enough still, so they probably stole the shit. And I was like, you know what? I didn't even think of that. Like, but I would too, probably, if you're not gonna pay me right. So, because again, you can't charge 85. I get it. You got to pay for lights and you got to pay for. But again, it's about getting paid right. It goes back to our other shit that we were just talking about. Maybe they need a union at this shop. You know what I mean? So,
Like my uncle Lou used to say, hey, I'm entitled to make a profit.
yeah.
He was the guy. He was the kingpin, and he had all the little minions underneath.
Well, because I just recently got my car worked on too, the one that we took everything out of, right? And I got a clutch done. So I asked everybody on Facebook where to take it, and of course he's like, "Bring it to my shop, bro." And I'm like, "Dude, you're the last shop I'm gonna bring it to, like, because I don't know if I'm gonna get back my whole car." So,
Burn me once.
so
The wheels are gone or something.
I'll be like, I know I had more tread on these tires.
Now, I will say this, like, when I say the homie hookup, like, I do support my friends that have businesses, and I try to support them as much as I can. But there's certain things, like, if it's your friend, you know your friends. Like, that's why I realized you got to put the friendship to the side and really look at, like, okay, even though this person's my friend, are they a good mechanic? Are they a good electrician? Are they a good whatever you need this person to be? You know what I'm saying? I always got to look at that. So I wouldn't say I'm against it. It's more so that I'm more, you just use discernment. You know what I'm saying? I got to figure out, like, okay, put the friendship to the side. Because when there is an issue, then that kind of like makes it more cloudy of an issue. Because now you got an issue with the friend, and
Exactly.
separate the friendship from the professional infraction they may have committed is
It's like loaning money to a family member.
exactly
You just got to count that as a gift if they never pay it back because
right. It's
you
a
don't have
gift.
25 years of angst over. My brother still owes me $60, by the way.
Hey, I still owe my sister money, so
If you don't owe
Love you,
family
sis.
money, you ain't living right. You gotta owe at least one.
And real estate agents, I got lots of friends that get into real estate in the last few years. They get all bent out of shape when someone in their family goes to buy a house and they didn't use them as the realtor. It's like, hello, I'm right here. Why didn't you use me? I was like, well, you're new, right? You're 2 years into this. I'm going to use the guy that's been in the area for 15 years.
it has clientele already, and yeah, definitely. All right, we're gonna go with one of your questions, and I'm gonna give it the way you wrote the question as well. And this was the first question, even though I felt like maybe the other one should have been, but we'll go with this one first. So
Supposed to
here it
pretend
goes.
like you wrote the whole thing.
No. I asked you guys. I don't mind chiming in and helping. You know what I mean, man? I got to do these at least once a week, so I'm running out of questions and this or that. You don't realize how many people I call up and be like, "Hey, give me a this or that," right? So this question comes from you. So it goes, "How do you recover from bombing on stage?" I'll go first again. I've never bombed on stage. Goddamn.
Whoa.
You are in denial. Go back to that
How
first
did
time.
I know you two motherfuckers was gonna be like that? Jesus, you do know I can edit this, right? So I'm gonna go first and say how to recover from bombing. It depends how you bombed. If it was just maybe a punchline that didn't hit correctly, move on to the next fucking joke, I guess. If it was, I feel like especially with the way comedy is going right now, is sometimes people are too into what's going on in social media, so they think that, oh man, everybody needs to riff on the crowd. And lately, I don't know about you, that's the way I feel. I feel like they don't even want to hear material sometimes. They just want to, I'm here, you talk about me. Everybody's so fucking important, right? So I feel like if you're bombing, especially now, sometimes you got to riff with the crowd a little bit more. And some comics are good at it. Some of us, need some work. So I'll talk about certain things, and then it depends where you're at. There's certain areas, locations, San Francisco being one of them, is you can't talk about the audience in a negative light, because that's the only place I had a heckler I went hard on, I tell people, and the crowd turned on me. They were like, don't talk to her like that. And I was like, she hasn't shut up for the last 9 fucking comics, right? So it depends. That's my input. We're going to go to you, D. When you're bombing, or you bombed, we all know you've never bombed.
Nah,
But if it were to happen, what do you do?
It has happened. I bombed one time. I bombed so bad. When I first started comedy, like that fear of bombing. There's a fear of bombing that you have, like this image of like just the crowd and everybody just like, oh my god, it's like the worst feeling ever. I never had that in my whole comedy career until maybe 2 years ago or a year ago. I went to St. Louis. Worst setup for a show ever. Started late. Crowd was unruly because they had been there 3 hours damn near before the show started. The host was doing 15, 20 minutes in between comics.
One of those shows.
The
4.5 hour long
The
show.
song they kept playing was that Sexy Red song. Is this clean, or can we say?
Yeah, no. I've
Okay,
been
it's that
cursing all
Pussy
night.
Pink Booty Hole Brown song had just came out. So the host was playing that between every comic and riffing on it. And I'm like, when he brings up, he's like, yeah, we got some guys from out of town. Let's just see how they do. Kind of like,
Oh, he already threw you underneath the bus, huh?
bro. And I went out there and I tried to do material in a comedy, at a comedy club.
Yeah.
But I was at a hood club. It was like drug dealers and the bitches that like drug dealers. At one point, I said, I tried to connect with her. I said, anybody smoke weed? They was like, we do cocaine. I've never heard anybody say that. And the crowd was like, yeah, we do. And I'm like, this
Right
is
now.
not gonna go good. So I ate, and I even got thirsty on stage. I was like, I had to take a sip of water. Oh, I can hear I hear people breathing. I hear this one girl, he's trash. Like, it
Damn.
was bad, bro. And then when I go off stage, this local comic comes up and totally destroys me and the other comic that were the two out of town comics. He gave us both the business on stage, and I was like, fair enough. You're a local hero. We did come out here, and this is what happened to us. I don't think he would have had that much of a better set if he hadn't mentioned us.
Yeah.
But the crowd hated us so much that they loved him. They're like, we hate those two guys, but you.
Did you get paid?
No, I don't even. I don't know if I was getting paid for the show. I didn't even ask for no money. I just wanted to get up out of there. But then the next day, I won a comedy competition in the same city. So I got my get back. But the
because I'm assuming that competition was at an actual club then.
No, it was just.
Oh, okay.
I just figured it
Should
out.
have just said yes, man. Nobody knew.
No, it was a comedy. I did the comedy clubs there are different. Comedy's really segregated in St. Louis. God,
Really?
it's segregated. Yeah, there's black rooms, there's white rooms, and there's only thing in between is roads. Like there's no like you might see one white guy at a black open mic, and he does his set and he gets the hell up out of there. And then when we went to these white open mics, they were so like, oh my God, you came. Like, wow, you guys aren't from around here. You came. You came. They were happy to see us. I was like, you guys don't show up here. And I'm like, what do you mean you guys? You guys. So
You mean you guys?
yeah, like I've never seen that before. Like their comedy, I've never seen a segregated comedy scene. There's two totally different comedy scenes in the same city, and they don't really. It's nothing like here.
Well, we're blessed out here, though.
Hell yeah,
We are.
Hell yeah.
And until you travel the country, you don't realize how much we are blessed out here. Because again, I tell people I've lived in South Carolina, and you drive on the freeway, and it's like KKK meeting on Saturday, and you're like, I ain't going to that because I'm becoming a piñata, goddammit. Like, so yeah, no.
See, that's what I love about when I go to Tommy T's, because I'm the diversity hire.
Well, at Tommy T's, it's a little different.
I'm the only white male over 50, right?
There's Honest John, right?
And I work pretty clean, like PG-13. But that one night I did the whole Mr. Rogers thing. I don't know if you remember that. And I had these black women from Oakland. We're in a Cadillac outside in the front. You know, the complete stereotype. Roll down the windows, the weed smoke comes rolling out. They're like, hey, Mr. Rogers, you want to party with us? You know, and
That was after?
yeah,
Or before?
after the show.
You never know at Tommy T's. So.
And Jane's like waving like, no, he's okay.
You didn't want to go party with them?
You know what's
Missed
funny though
opportunity.
is because
Gotta get robbed.
because our birthdays are a day apart, right? We'll normally link up on my birthday, right? And it was a birthday show, and was it a roast that year? I think it was a roast that year
was
as
a
well.
roast.
Right? They all roasted me.
Kabir was there.
and he had the set of the night too. So that's why, because everybody was like, oh, what's he gonna do? And then he came up there and. It's kind of like that Bob Saget type thing. You know what I mean? Where
People don't expect him to say these crazy wild stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's coming out of him. Well, and plus, like 8 comics lined up, and it was like the Mickey Mouse Club. You know, it was like total one of everything in terms of race. And I got this idea just that I want to say all these things, but I can't cap on anybody because I'm the old white guy.
Yeah.
I'll get in, the crowd will turn on me, right? Everyone else can cap on me, so because I'm in the power position, right? So I said, well, if I do a character, and I had the red sweater, the tie, total Mr. Rogers in character the whole time. Kabir, Kabir.
Yeah.
he was on stage. He was capping on me in the audience because I'm sitting there in this red thing. He called me, oh, you're one of those Pleasanton internet billionaires with your trophy Asian wife. Like, he's like, oh, you just wait, dude. You just wait.
Also, he didn't know you. He didn't know.
No, he didn't know I was on the agenda.
fucking
I had researched everybody. I got my pages of notes up there, and I don't know, that was one of the most fun. But what I learned from that was, you can get away with more. It's like the ventriloquist, right?
Yeah.
He sets up the joke, but the dummy says the horrible stuff. That's how you get away with it. It's like, it's not me. It was the dummy. So, all right. What was the question?
We want to hear about the bomb, Dave.
Yeah, we want to hear the bomb.
We want to hear about the
Well, that was not the bomb. Okay, so the reason I asked the question is a legit question. Is everybody handles it differently, but I think some comics have self-awareness, and some get to a level where they lose that. And I saw a guy at Tommy T's, one of those nights where I was like the middle comic. The headliner comes out, and he's gonna do a 45-minute set. And in the first minute, one of my friends got up from the table to leave because she had to go pick up her teenagers or whatever. And he does a little, "Oh, you're leaving my show?" And she did one of these like, "No, I gotta pick up kids. Bye-bye." And he wouldn't leave her alone. He picked on her all the way out, right? And the crowd just went. And he struggled for 40 minutes after that, trying to get a laugh out of the crowd. It was the most painful thing I've ever seen because
Is it a weekday show or a weekend show?
it's a weekday show.
Weekday. Okay.
That's what he gets.
Because, he gets it, and he had a chance. Okay, that's cool, you're good, But no, he just kept at it, and he said, "My show." And that was one of those, the audience was like, who do you think you are?
Yeah.
And he said, so then the rest of the night was him attacking the crowd, trying to do crowd work, but just,
I wonder who that was.
I'll look at find his name. So, the lesson for me, my worst bomb ever, it's a little bit out of my control, but I got hired, I do a lot of events. I got hired to do a corporate event.
Okay.
Sometimes a humorous speaker, and sometimes it's straight up stand-up comedy or MC, all different flavors. But I got hired by a friend who was doing a political fundraiser for a Democrat congressman in California, a state congressperson in California. The event is his annual lobster dinner. She said, "You come do comedy?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess, if you got a budget." Or she's like, $1,500. I was like, "I'll do comedy." So I wrote custom material, right? I even have a friend who happens to be an Emmy award-winning comedy writer for Saturday Night Live. His name is Hugh Fink. I went to high school with him. He checked out my material, said, "David, this is funny stuff." I wrote jokes about, this is 2016.
Okay.
So the event is on the day after Trump gets inaugurated.
Oh, wow.
At a Democrat fundraiser. These people are not going to be happy. They've been out at the Women's March all day, all sweaty, tired. They set up the room wrong. With the tables are all spaced out, the big round tables, like 20 feet away from the stage. Everything was just wrong. They weren't even drinking. And I get up there to do my funny material. Crickets. I had like James in the back laughing, and I got a few chuckles around the, and that was just first time I'd ever had like no reaction from people.
Did you feel like Joe Coy?
Oh, dude.
Dude, yeah, that was harsh, man.
This was for Taylor Swift, yeah. Yes, I did. I got that flush where you get the blood's rushing up, just probably blushing and sweating and everything's going bad, and you're glad they can't see your armpits. But I kept going, but I added in little bits like you said. Oh, well, that one was a lot funnier in my head. Oh, I'm going to have to fire the comedy writer here. Like, Joe Coy was picking on his writers, but to be able to just be in the moment and say, "This isn't going well, I can feel it." Same with you, and switch it up and do something. Do crowd work or do something different. That's the key to get out of that. Is if you just keep going and ignore the fact that it sucked, the audience is like, well, "We know it's sucking, don't you know?" It's like,
Sometimes
you know what I'm talking about?
You gotta let it happen, because once the crowd decides that they don't want you to win, you're not gonna win. There's nothing you can do about it. Like, you gotta just embrace the bomb. It's kind of like you stand on the beach and a wave is coming. You're gonna get wet. Water's gonna go over your head. You might as well just brace yourself for combat, contact, whatever comes with it, and just and then get out the water and dry off and go back swimming another day.
That's a great metaphor. Yeah.
To get a crowd back, sometimes I just, what I found? I found like, and I think I might have learned this from, I want to say Patrice O'Neal had said this. He sometimes you got to just embrace it, let it happen. Like, if I go out like that, if I'm having a situation where I'm bombing like that, I'm going out like a suicide bomber. I'm taking everybody with me. I am talking about you, your mom, yours. I'm going out like, if you want to hate me, you're gonna get a reason. Like, I want those boos now. The silent hate is the worst. The silence, when people just, and you hear people, you hear ice readjusting itself in the glass. You hear kitchen staff yelling
You go on
orders out.
offense.
I'm going out Taliban.
Taliban.
I'm open. I'm going out. You're not gonna we all gonna feel this bomb. You're gonna make a decision. Either you gonna. It's not gonna be no. Maybe I like him. Maybe I don't. No. Is that guy is funny or I hate that guy? Make a choice.
And that's the only thing I was going to say as well to add on with what you guys just said is embrace the bomb. I tell people just take it and who cares? Like, and you got to acknowledge it too. Not only embrace it, but acknowledge it sometimes. And that's what the crowd will accept sometimes. They're like, oh, he knows that he's not doing well.
It's about awareness.
And it's like
I coach these corporate speakers, right? And then I see people speak in front of 300 people. There's a fire alarm going off in the next ballroom in the hotel, and they just keep going. Right? It's
knock me out.
We all hear the bell. Don't you hear it? Right? So you have to make a joke about it. Stop. Do something.
Acknowledge the be present in the moment.
And when somebody laughs, some stupid like, laugh. Everybody heard it. Say something. It's about being. It's like you're talking about connecting with the audience and break through the fourth wall.
Yeah, one time, man, the only laugh I got was that time in St. Louis. The one laugh I did get was when I was like, "Yo, this is not going well." And the crowd like, "Ha, you got it right, ain't going well." Like when I admitted what was going on, then they was like, "Yes, finally, we all agree. We're not fucking with you."
Yeah, it's like now we're family. Now we're down on this level
now
together.
Let's get to the nitty gritty. Now we discuss that.
all right. I don't know what you're gonna have left for this next question because I feel like you already answered it, David. But you wrote the question on the fact that do you ever write custom material? And I put in that question. Yeah, I guess most comics have on like a roast, right? Like, wouldn't that be an example of it, right? So, again, we just spoke about the roast. I roasted Mikey Winfield up in Punchline. That was probably one of the best roasts I've ever been a part of. It was a cool roast, like, and it was especially in that realm when anybody that gets mad at being in a roast, then you shouldn't have been part of the fucking roast. Let's put that out there for any comic. I remember I got roasted on, I don't know if it was that same night or not, but my ex-wife left me. And I did some stupid video where I did postcards or whatever. And when they roasted me, one of the comics went up there and did the postcard thing. And I was like, that was fucking... I was like, that... I go, man, you went for the jugular. And he goes, I had to. And I go, and I respect that, bro. And I was all, it was fucking hilarious. And I go, but I expected people to talk about everything. You know what I mean? So,
well, if you watch the old like Dean Martin roasts and stuff on YouTube,
cold-blooded.
It was, well, they were pretty edgy though with racial humor and things like that. They got away with it, but it was, I'd say, classy compared to what Comedy Central has now set the precedent that roasts are just brutal. Oh my, look what they brought in.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wow.
Old-fashioned, look at this. It's like a Frankenstein experiment.
No experiment.
Let me move this out the way.
Oh, we're going to have D try this one. Oh, let's put it right in the middle. Wow.
Right here?
Yeah.
You didn't tell me this was a hookah bar.
I could take away something.
Yeah.
A lot of the which taco was that?
Tell us about this.
This is the jerk chicken taco.
Okay, what is this?
And this right here, this is our old-fashioned.
Old-fashioned?
We did a smoky old-fashioned.
Ooh, smoky old-fashioned.
All your food comes with smoke. I like that.
Yes.
I like
Little right there with the smoke.
that. What flavor was that? Was it?
You know,
Bacon?
That was a raspberry, I think he
They did
said.
like a raspberry.
Yeah.
That was really good.
They did it right. Good.
It was good. I
I
was
remember,
impressed.
when there's smoke, it's fire.
Actually, the food here is really good. I'm surprised. Yeah.
Oh, it's
If we
fantastic.
can go ahead and move this as well.
I'll come back for that one.
All right,
Appreciate you.
take it away, move it on around.
Yeah, we'll just move this
Yeah.
over real quick.
You get the real reality show here on the In My Opinion podcast.
Again, that's what editing's for.
We're all gonna go to the bathroom now, and you're gonna come with us.
All right, who's gonna try the drink? I'm not a drinker.
I mean, well, once I try it, it's fucking mine. But
It'll
All right,
be, yeah.
there you go.
You said your throat was hurting. This is a
Yeah,
guaranteed
there
cure.
you go.
All right, well, you want to do the unveiling here? Is it on? Can
Yes.
I-
Yeah.
You're going to forget all about your throat after this one.
Before I get on to the next.
Ah, smoky.
Oh wow, look at that right there,
Smoky.
man. That's a lot of smoke, man. I do like an old fashioned too, so.
Got the little orange twist, artfully carved.
And this is
What is that? The smell.
wood.
Oh, there you go.
It is. It's like hickory
Yeah.
wood smoke.
All right, let's see how this.
Too strong.
And the password is.
That's delicious.
Oh, really?
But it tastes like.
Your face didn't say it was delicious. That's why.
Because my face does that. I mean, I'm not. I don't.
No,
like
no,
the
it
taste.
didn't do it with the other drink. The other
that's
drink,
a fruity drink.
I saw you light up.
This
Like,
is a-
what the
this
fuck?
This tastes like juice. Alcohol, I can appreciate the quality of the drink, but I still it doesn't taste good like that. It's almost like coffee. Like coffee, straight coffee does not have like. If you see me drink a Starbucks, my face don't look different than when I drink a freaking straight
True,
black
true.
coffee. Even if it's a good, but I know it's good quality coffee. It's just that that's what it does to my face. But this is good. This is a good old fashioned. It's just, it's like drinking, like if they can distill like what I think Burt Reynolds would be into a glass. It like smoky, tastes like there's a mustache in here. Pontiac smoke or trans.
You want to drive a
Trans
Firebird and
sauce.
shit with the T-tops right now, huh?
You got Buford T. Justice
Yeah, there you go,
smoke
there you
breathing
go.
down your neck.
Yeah, this is like it's good, but it's like
Well-
it's intense.
While you're tasting this, I don't think I've ever shared this on the podcast. Well, I would like to. Again, viewers, if you've never tried this, I didn't know. I had to be taught by an old black dude that cognac is supposed to be served warm. Not cold, not room temperature, but nice and warm.
And not with Coke.
And not with Coke. Yeah. And there is a big difference. Again, I got served at a BJ's, honestly, where I was like, yeah, can I get a Henny? And they was like, do you want it the proper way? And I was like, yeah, with a side of Coke. Right? And he was like, no, let me do it for you. And he warmed it up, and he, basically he was like, you could smell the spirits through the cup, and it was just a whole different experience. And it's one of those things that when someone shows you how you're supposed to drink something or eat something, you're like, why didn't anybody ever show me this?
Did you
Right?
like it better like that?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Because Hennessy, now to me, Hennessy is. I used to like Hennessy when I was in my 20s, because we thought we was like, oh, we got a bottle of Henny. We was all excited. But as I got more into like liquor, because when I first started drinking, I don't know if you remember your first drinks, but
Yeah,
my
they were
first-
horrible.
Oh, yeah.
Malt
When I
liquor.
was drinking
Age
before
4.
I was supposed to be drinking, like we would go for the stuff that looked like juice. So we were drinking Mad Dog, we were drinking Bartles and James,
Thunderbird.
Thunder, and what's the one? The fuzzy navel, all that, like
Alizé,
the fruity stuff that
Cisco.
made us sick. We didn't know what we were doing. We didn't. If you would have gave us a $600 bottle of scotch or something like that, we would have been like, "This is gross. Get that out of here. Bring the Mad Dog. What is this? It's not even a flavor." Why?
Did you have Boone's Farm here in California?
Boone, that's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about. Boone's
yeah.
Farm
Yeah,
makes
oh,
fuzzy
there you go.
navel, right?
Apple
Yeah,
wine,
yeah.
all
Apple
different
Hill.
fruit. Oh,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it is stomach ache inducing, right? Your stomach probably locked up when you mention it. Like, ah. So to learn how to drink these alcohols now is different. Like, yeah, my face doesn't really reflect it. This is good, but it's still,
you have resting critic face. It's okay.
yeah, it's
No,
still.
no. I when you clearly described it properly, on the fact that again, when I drink a good whiskey, because when I do drink, I prefer whiskey over anything. But a good whiskey, you're supposed to sip that and like it's just supposed to give you a little
I appreciate
something.
the artistry. Too. Look at that.
Yeah.
The ice cube is even like formed into some kind of little.
Yeah, they got the
It's a
they got
block ice.
yeah, the block ice with the orange peel that he was making sure it would look great for the camera. So
Appreciate it.
there you
There's
go.
still smoke under here. I can still get
Oh, pass the smoke.
some. Want some?
What is that? It's a hookah
I
bar.
don't want to break this. Yeah, we get some more smoke in there.
That's amazing. Isn't it?
It needs some more
We
smoke in it.
smoking it. Now I did taste the smoke too. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, that kind of hits you first, right? And then it,
And the smoke reminds me of like my grandpa's smoker. So whatever wood this is,
Oh.
I
The
smelled it
hickory,
before.
cedar, what is it?
It might be. I don't know.
It smelled like a
I
an apple
smelled it
wood or
before.
something.
Excuse me, I'm a smoke connoisseur. Could you pass that over?
Get a whiff of that. It's familiar.
Ooh, you know what? Smells like marshmallows on a campfire. Oh yeah.
All right.
What are we
Maybe
talking
this
about?
is a different stage kind of question, you guys, and the
custom,
fact that
custom material. You were
yeah is belittling. When somebody belittles you, how do you deal with it, and does it matter how they're belittling you? I asked this question because just recently something happened to me where I think it was the fact like I felt like we were peers in what we did. The person just came at me and it irritated and pissed me off, to be quite honest, where I was just like, but when they came at me punching, they thought they were punching down because they thought they were better than me. That's where it was like, I'm gonna have to step away. Like I'm gonna have to. So I'm only saying this because again, I'm trying to work on myself, you guys.
Right.
I'm trying to be a new me. I'm trying not to be so angry all the time.
Right.
So if you guys could help me and give me some food for thought on this, who wants to go first? When you're feeling like you're getting belittled, how do you deal with it? Share some secrets with me. D?
I mean, is it a friend? Somebody thought it was a friend, or just
Yeah, it was a friend. Yeah.
I mean, it sucks, man, because I've had that habit. Usually, you can get that, like, sometimes friends, sometimes relationships, you know what I'm saying, when somebody tries to, like, I've had somebody try to shit on me, you know what I'm saying, and the way I look at it is like, yo, if you think that shitting on me, if you gotta do that to make yourself feel better, you already lost. In my mind, you already lost, because you resort to the, like, lowest tactic there is, you know what I'm saying, like, I mean, come on now. And then usually it's like, it depends on who it is. It depends, it depends. Like, it depends on how it happens. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to respond, but how I respond depends on the setting, and it depends there's a lot of factors. Who did it? The setting. Is it public? Like, did somebody try to embarrass me in front of a lot of people? Was it just something,
That would be
one-on-one
worse, yeah.
conversation? You know what I'm saying? That matters, because it could be either they can go from like verbal altercation to
Physical.
me dusting you the fuck off in the parking lot. So it depends. For the most part, though, I'm not gonna stand for it, because you can't let nobody talk. I mean, I don't let people talk to me any old kind of way. And if somebody does talk to me in a way I don't like to be talked to, or approach me in a way I don't like to be approached, I feel it's my duty to let them know that the first time, in a way that they know that, okay, hey, I don't play like that. This is not how I get down. So let's, and if they keep crossing the line after I've drawn the line and they choose to cross it, whatever happens, happens, man. And whatever happens, happens.
Well, I will say this. I think I brought it up today talking to a friend where I go, the difference is if me and you were bullshitting, like earlier I made the comment about how your face changed, and it was playing like the dozens. There was no malice behind it. I was saying it jokingly.
That's how we talk.
You know what I mean? And I just felt like this person, there was malice behind it. I was like, you're really trying to, that's where it's different. That's where I'm like, now we're gonna go jailhouse type shit, where like now you're checking who, we're playing the alpha male type thing, and I don't want to play that, because sometimes there's no coming back for me. So normally I step away from that whole situation altogether, because I'm like, dude, mentally I'm not right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you do you, and I'm gonna come back and circle back around when I can calm myself down. So that's
I would follow what Dee said, though. Draw a boundary first. Give them strike one out loud so they know it was a strike. And then you back away, love them from a distance, whatever, right?
Right.
But you let them know. It depends on what you want. You may want to escalate it to really get things to come out, right? Let's have it out. A lot of guys go that way. Let's just have it out.
Let's
and
just
then,
get it all
now-
on the table, man.
Now let's go have a beer. Women will hold on to
yeah.
it for 20 years, but guys can get it out.
Yes, they will.
and that's the difference. Is I tell people I've fist fought people, and then we're still good friends. And like you said, at the end, hey, let's go have a drink now.
Yeah.
Like, we good? You good?
And I am a natural conflict resolver. You can just ask my mom of the 4 brothers. She calls me
You're the middle child,
the
though, right?
peacemaker, right? That's her name for me, the peacemaker. I was always trying to get people to stop fighting. And I don't ever match hostility with hostility or anger with anger because it's a guarantee to escalate when you come back at someone. And sometimes they want you to. That's why they're pushing your button, because they want you to punch back, right? And if they push your button, you can look down and say, oh, I see you pushing that button, but I'm not going to respond to that. That's a level of maturity and experience that is hard to do. But if you can do that, you're the one in control.
Sometimes it makes them more mad too when they don't get what they want that way. Like if you want to get somebody really, really mad, is don't react to what they're doing.
Stop answering the emails. Stop commenting.
And then you see them like delve off into a bigger, crazy pool of just crazy, because now they're just talking to themselves, and it's just it happens on Facebook a lot too. Like when you have somebody, I've been in a comment argument, or had somebody disagree with a comment that they hopped in my DMs about a comment. Now I'm thinking like, okay, this was a Facebook comment. It wasn't personal. It wasn't a personal thing for you. It was just like an opinion, difference of opinion. But now you're in my personal DMs about this Facebook post. So I'm already thinking like, you taking this way too seriously. So I've had people like just go wild, and I just stop talking to them, and I just watch, and they keep sending messages. Oh, you're not gonna say nothing? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, you better be quiet. I'm like, all right.
But who's the one losing it?
Yeah,
right?
you are losing your shit right
you're
now.
Sitting there, you're having your smoky whiskey over here, and they're out there
typing,
just
Thumb warrior. I got you now.
And that's the thing. If you take it, the way to keep things from getting personal is just talk about the behavior and how you felt about it. And then, in other words, when you said that, it made me feel this. I don't like it. And you stop there and then wait for a response. And they may say, "Oh, I didn't realize that."
Me and this person have talked, and we've ironed out the differences and done and got an apology and everything, and it was cool. But it's just one of those things where, especially right now, everything going on in my life, and that's where he goes, man. When you're punching down on me and doing this and doing that, like I'm already having that inner dialogue. You don't have to tell me I'm a piece of shit. I do that every day. I have anxiety about everything. That's the way I was raised. I don't need you to tell me what I'm not. Like, I already have that. So for me, I take it a little more personal sometimes, and that's why I step away, where I'm just like, dude, where I had to have that talk with the person. But like, I didn't appreciate the way that and if you saw like my attitude changed because I knew where it was going to go, and I just stepped back. Where people, a good thing to know about me is when I'm quiet, it's not a good thing. Like if I'm we're having a great time, we're cool. But if I get quiet, it's because I'm mad as fuck, and I'm probably about to blow up on you. So I'm like,
that's maturity too, stepping back. I mean, trying to get revenge on somebody is like drinking poison and expecting it to hurt them.
Correct.
Because you're holding on to it, you're the one dealing with it, you're blowing up.
And they're living the time of their lives while you're sitting here mad.
They're like, really? That pissed you off 20 years ago? I had no idea.
I've had people be mad at me about something, and I had no idea they were mad at me about it until they told me. And then I'm like, man, you've been mad this whole time. I've been enjoying the fuck out of my life. I did not know you were this mad, but I have been having a ball. And had I known you this mad, it would not have stopped me from having a ball. But I'm just...
But when a woman says, oh, go ahead, do whatever you want. Do not do whatever you want.
No. And also when a woman says, let me help you out. No help is coming. Especially if a black woman says, hey, let me help you out. No help is coming from her. There's no help coming. Let me help. No, there's no help on the way.
All right, you guys, we are almost at the end of it. But if someone wants to throw one last topic out, I'm willing to take it. Anybody like, man, I wish we were talking about.
You asked about custom material before, and I had a quick story to share about when I got challenged to do something like that, and I want to challenge other people to do it too. And this is a corporate event. I got hired to do breakout sessions, teaching people communication skills.
Okay.
And I'm there for the whole 4 days of this thing, and on their big awards night, they hire a professional comedian, Rocky, can't remember his last name now, great guy. And he was going to do an hour set. No warm-up act, no MC, nothing. He's going to have to walk up there cold. And I'm talking to the event organizer. I said, I'm here. I'm having dinner. Do you want me to get up and do like 10 minutes to warm the guy up and just announce it and build it up? Like, it helps the comedy. And she's like, that's tomorrow. You can do that? Tomorrow. I said, I'll give it a shot. You trust me? She's like, if it sucks, you can always just cut me off, whatever. So I had to write a custom set about these people in a day. So what I did is I went to their happy hour. And
there
they're
you
all
go.
drinking, getting wasted, talking to each other, laughing. I just went like, hey, tell me all the lies you guys tell about those guys. Right? It was an aircraft purchasing conference. Like the people who do airplanes, the parts, and the people who fix them.
Yeah.
And what do those guys say about you? And what do you say about them? And I got all their inside jokes. They had like this ILS listing.
You are the only comic that does as much homework as you do, man.
Dude, I
that's-
put the work in.
That's a comment. Hey, that's a good
No,
tactic, bro.
that's a positive thing. I'm
I've
just saying,
used that.
like
Because I had a few things I knew worked, like jokes about getting old and things that I knew that were funny and for this older crowd. But half of that 10 minutes was pure, about them. And I did the line. Yeah, you all use that, the ILS. What is it? The International Liars Service, right? Somebody had told me that. Yeah, we call it the International Liars Service. The place just lost it. I'd never gotten a laugh that big. It's 1,500 people.
Yeah.
In a giant auditorium.
and I
with
bet you
big
the
screen.
comedian appreciated that you.
Oh, dude, he got up and he said, hey, let's hear it for Dave. Hey, thanks, Dave.
Yeah, because at that point they were hyped up, ready to be in.
But
Yeah, that was great.
The lesson was just, going after, trying something like that to stretch yourself. And not everything worked. I had a couple things like, but it was worth it. It was worth going after something you didn't think you could do because it's the only way you're going to learn and to be able to grow.
Okay, guys.
That's a good
Before we
tactic.
take off, I did want to talk about this, and I asked you to remind me. I
Lee.
did want to
Keith
talk
Lee.
about Keith Lee, only because we did a food review.
Let's talk about it real quick.
I had to tell David who Keith Lee was, but now that you know, you've been brought up to speed on who Keith Lee is. He's got like over 10 million followers on TikTok. He reviews food for those of you that don't know, okay? And he came out to the Bay Area. He was supposed to be out here for a week. He went home after, a day or two? And said bounce.
He got
right?
food poisoning. Well, he got
food poisoning. He didn't like the whole theme, whatever. I don't want to get all into that. I just want to think, do you think he should have stayed around and gone to, because again, in the Bay Area,
No.
we've all...
No. Keith Lee did exactly what the fuck he's supposed to do. Keith Lee, get the fuck up out of there. Listen, Keith, if you love yourself, and I know you do, that's why you got out of there. Look, the Bay Area, I love the Bay Area. But even though I have a lot of love for the Bay Area, it's not tourist friendly. It is not. With all the car thefts, all the car break-ins, and the homeless people crapping in the streets in San Francisco, bro, it's not a good look. And y'all need to get y'all need to get it together. But I can't blame that on the Bay Area. I
feel like they did it on purpose, like a prank.
Well, I can't blame it on the people of the Bay Area. You know what I'm saying? Like the people is good people there. It's just that the cops aren't doing nothing about it. It's not a tourist friendly city. It's not. They just have to really come to terms with that.
You talking
Like,
about San Francisco or
San Francisco and Oakland?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like every time there's a show, like for a window of time. It's funny I say window of time. For a small window of time, there was a lot of comics, and every time I had a show in the Bay, they would post their windows broken out. They parked their car, they got their windows, it's called bipping, where they just break into cars. They're breaking into cars and people are still in traffic. They're going from car, breaking your car, and then hop back in their car and drive.
Well,
It's
right
crazy.
there off of 98th on the way to Oakland Airport, there's a Chevron right there, and it plays in the speaker system. Please don't leave your car if
don't
it gets
leave
broken.
your valuables in the
Yeah, in the fucking gas station.
Yeah,
Like,
because they're waiting, bro.
why not just fucking build a tower with a sniper and bop, 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 just
You can't. They don't want to stop
It's
it,
just-
bro. They know where they've done exposés where they've put air tags and stuff and had thieves steal it and found out where the thieves are going, whatever place in San Francisco, whatever the big fencing thing is, and they're not doing nothing about it. And the people are calling, well, police, what you gonna do? They're, oh, we have an investigation. We can't talk about it right now. You don't care. You don't care, man. So, but that's besides the point. But the thing that I didn't like about that is that Keith Lee got a lot of hate. He's like really one of the most positive and humble food review dudes that we have around. And I watch a lot of them. And then some of them get crazy with your restaurant. They don't care. Like this dude, Mr. Chime Time. he's raw. Like, but Keith Lee is a humble dude, and he said, one of the things that he does is like, I don't want special service, so I don't go in under, hey, I'm Keith Lee, give me some food.
Right.
He sends other people in, so he gets the same experience that you would get. So he's doing a food review for us, for regular people that go from place to place. Because anytime you're a food critic or they know that you have that kind of voice, restaurant's going to roll out the red carpet for you. You're not going to necessarily get the same food that somebody would get that's just getting off work and just is hungry and just coming in. You might not get the same service.
I think where it left me feeling a certain way was because when he went out to Atlanta, I don't know if you know this, Dave, but he went out to Atlanta and he gave some reviews where people were giving him death threats and shit, right? And he was being nice about it, but Atlanta did not want Keith Lee there. So I was like, man, I hope he comes out to the Bay. And then it was just like, why couldn't the Bay Area behave itself? Like,
but Atlanta's a different vibe though. As far as like Atlanta is like, one, I don't think customer service is really high up on their list of things. And Atlanta is more like, this is the place to be. This is the place to be seen. This is the cool place to be at. The food tasting good and the service is like secondary. I want to come here because T.I. eats here. I want to come here because.
But you know what it
so-and-so
reminded
eats here.
me of is if you've ever ate Roscoe's in L.A.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and the one right off of Sunset. I love Roscoe's. Best chicken and waffles in L.A. for me that I've had, right? I don't know where else you guys have eaten. But their service is crappy as shit. I think me and my cousin almost went off the last time I went there. I had a show at Laugh Factory, and then I was like, okay, cool. Roscoe's is right down the street. Let's go eat chicken and waffles. Let's go do this. And we waited an hour and a half. We saw 5-6 different families go in before us. They kept moving us on the list. It was just, it was sad because I was just like, what the fuck is going on here?
Too,
Like,
too famous.
You know what happened?
Yeah.
You went to Roscoe's. That's what happened. Like, Roscoe's to me is for tourists. I don't like.
Try the Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, my friends were like, my friends after were like, let's go to Roscoe's. Let's go to Roscoe's. They had to go to Roscoe's. I was like, I don't need to go again. I went once. I've had it. To me, chicken and waffles is not that. It's not
Oh,
that.
it's something they do about the waffle though.
No,
bro.
their waffle
is the
their
shit.
waffle
The
is
chicken's like, but
fire.
the waffle is, I don't know what they
It's
do
got
with that.
cinnamon. You don't even need syrup. Like, sometimes if it's done right, they have a good waffle. But chicken and waffles, period, is just not. To me, I'm like,
So
I don't know.
That's just the way I saw it when I saw Keith Lee came out here. I was like, cool, because again, there's little pockets in the Bay Area, especially when you're going to comedy clubs. There's a little hamburger joint down the street from Cobb's that one of the other comics took me to, and he was like, Anthony Bourdain frequent
cheeseburger
here.
spot.
Yeah,
I've been there.
and it's a
couple
little
times.
ass fucking little.
It's a
maybe
diner.
sits like 10 people in it or whatever.
Yeah.
but this place. Probably one of the best hamburgers I've ever had.
No
too.
bullshit. They got the Bourdain special, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
shit was delicious. Where I was like, so when I heard that he didn't like it, where there's little places where you're like, man, there's some bomb places in the
The
Bay.
little hole in the wall taqueria places, where you see the grandmothers in the back making the food, and like
Right.
it doesn't have to be a nice environment to get great food. But you're talking about the famous places that are famous and they get too big for their own.
If you look at it, like, how big is the Bay? Like, so that's one thing that was kind of unfair, because when Keith Lee went to Atlanta, he was in Atlanta. When he went to, like, if you go to Baltimore, he's in Baltimore or wherever he goes. But the Bay is not one city. The Bay is a bunch of cities. There's even arguments they even argue about what cities are part of the Bay and what cities aren't part of the Bay. Like,
done
it's
that
a
on this
big
podcast.
thing. So it's not like he just went to Oakland, or he just went to San Francisco, or he just went to Milpitas or whatever. Or San Jose is they consider themselves the Bay Area.
South Bay.
You know
I
what I'm
will
saying?
say there was a benefit of Keith Lee coming out. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but after he left, I've been seeing so many people talk about Keith, you should have came here or came there, and I just
Promotes the restaurant.
And go to those spots.
Yeah.
those are all the spots that I'll be trying now because of that.
Yeah.
Where
Right.
I would have never heard of half of those spots if Keith Lee didn't come and have that experience. So thank you. At least we got that out of you, Keith
And we're
Lee.
in Elk Grove, and wasn't the food here tonight?
No, that's
Awesome.
The food here was awesome.
You don't have to be
I
in
want
the
to
big
thank David, the owner, for having us, man.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
you treated
Thumbs up,
us
Dave.
like rock stars. And anybody, if you're ever in the area or passing through, because this is literally right off the freeway. And when you normally say right off the freeway, you mean 5-10 minutes. No, you get off,
Literally.
and 30 seconds later, you're in the parking lot.
I
So
can hear the trucks.
One of my favorite pizza places is in this parking lot. So I've been.
Oh, which one?
Old Town?
Oh, yeah.
Old Town Pizza?
Yeah.
They have one in, I think, Roseville, and they have one here. They got this pizza called the Chuck Norris. Oh, my God. Have you had it?
Does it kick your ass?
Man, yes, dude.
Literally?
It's got meat. I never had a pizza with meatballs on it. They take the meatballs and they cut them in half so they don't roll off the pizza. And it's
Practical.
Like, yeah, it's like a carnivore special. It's got all kind of
okay.
whatever meat you think Chuck Norris eats is on there.
It wouldn't be a vegetarian pizza if it was Chuck Norris.
Nah.
No. Apologies to my vegan friends.
Yeah, Chuck Norris pizza is pretty good, and they have a good beer too. It's Elk Grove Pizza, and I think Elk Grove Old Town Pizza and Tap House. So they always have like a couple good beers on rotation. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And the taco truck at the Chevron station off of Collier Road. I'm no kidding. It's Peña's Taqueria, and this truck has been there for 7 years. It's always there. It is the best Mexican food in Lodi.
Main man, Big James. The comedian, Big James. Get up on.
In my opinion, podcast. My opinion, podcast. All nine niggas, all nine niggas.